last year. We're holding more programs, people are coming, but at this point, we really feel like it's a little unsafe. We need the fire escape done, because it's my understanding from the director that they had been down, and they said, you know, we need to do something about the fire escape. So anyway, Rob's been terrific. Last year, we got a new pad in front of the building, but, you know, it really is disintegrating. We love the building. It's a beautiful building at 26 Academy Street. And like I said, we have a lot of visitors, but now we're just getting a little nervous that some things are really just, you know, gone down the tubes.
What's the budget?
We have no budget.
No, I mean, what's the budget for what you need?
Oh, we will put together a budget, but usually it comes from the town. So we just put in our request and I send letters to the town. I can't give you a number right now because we don't pay for it. We have zero budget. It comes from the town. We don't own the building.
Oh, we don't know.
We don't own, right, we don't own the building. I mean, it belongs to the town.
Yeah.
So we put in a request and the town takes care of it.
Okay,
So, I mean, if you want us to develop a budget, we will, but it won't do us any good because we still
No, I'm
have
just
to.
curious if it's $10,000, $30,000, if it's, you know, if it's.
Well, I mean, I think a lot of this stuff can almost be done in-house. Like, I think we could get gravel, and correct me if I'm wrong. You know, the rails and the slate in front of the building is gonna cost money. Do we have a slate pit somewhere? Those are things I really don't know.
You know what, do you really need an entrance from the road down to the front?
I think you do. But we also need an entrance from the back because we're not ADA, and that's the easiest way for somebody to get there. But then we have an issue because we have toxic railroad ties that are disintegrating, and we don't want anybody to fall on those because then, you know, we end up with all kinds of issues. So I think what we have to do, like the immediate work, it's not that it's complicated, it's just that we need to sit down and develop a plan. And I know Rob said today, we had talked a little bit that, you know, he was going to help me do that. So I'm confident that I'm raising hope that we're going to get our museum to where we want it to be. You have to remember that it holds the town's history, and, you know, it'll disappear. You know, right now our displays are peril, the basement is damp, you know, so, you know, we're doing the best we can with no money.
We have something in the medical building too that needs to go to you guys.
It's what was that?
We have something in the medical building that needs to go to you guys.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, we love stuff, but
There's
the
doctor tools in there that look like they used them in the Confederate War.
Oh, great, great. We
It's
love
like a
it.
handsaw.
We literally get at least 5 requests a week on genealogy. I mean, our, you know, director's terrific, and she pretty much does the laundry, but she takes the garbage out, she does genealogy, she cleans up, we need garbage removal also. But we really need to get the building to a point where we don't want to be embarrassed about it. I mean, it reflects our town, and I think that we need to start taking care of it.
Bob doesn't do the garbage?
She takes it home. Kathleen takes the garbage home.
We'll fix that.
Okay, so, yeah, so anyway, that's where we are, and we love our building, and I
Thank you
think...
for all your volunteer and your work on
Yes.
it.
Yeah, it's a
You're
lot of work.
volunteering.
We've gotten it in the past year. I think we've doubled, like I said, we've doubled everything we've done. We have a lot of people coming, and it's getting better every day. We just need to get the building up to speed. Thank you.
Thank you. Recreation, Marty, with your final report.
My last hurrah.
Sorry to hear.
I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank the board for your support of the parks. I think you agree with the people who volunteer in the parks that we have these jewels, and they're wonderful little parks, and they need enhancement, they need help, they get support from the highway department and from you, and I would hope that this change would allow some younger people, some people who are enthusiastic in their community. I know Pine Hill has got a lot of stuff that they're hoping to see happen, and that park manager is open. So I just wanted to thank you in person. It's been a delight to do it, and I know good things will continue to happen.
Thank you for your service. With that, we'll go to public comments and resolutions. On resolution. You went through this. Come on. With that, we'll go to resolution.
All right, resolution 75. Ellen's ready. Resolution to pay all bills. Whereas the Department of Audit and Control require town boards to sign and inspect all vouchers coming into town for payment. The number and total amounts from each fund. Therefore, be it resolved that the town board authorize the following vouchers paid. From general, $88,195.73. From highway, $63,009.23. Venetia Water, $10,741.13. Pine Hill Water, $17,675.95. Venetia Lights, $1,038.05. Chichester Lights, $155.90. Pine Hill Lights, $629.22 for a grand total of $181,445.21. And I move its adoption.
Board Member Alba? Yes. Board Member Discopati?
Yes.
Board Member Storms? Yes. Board Member Van Blarken?
Yes.
Supervisor Family?
Resolution 7619, establish Shandaken Septic Maintenance District. Whereas a resolution having been adopted by the Town Board of the Town of Shandaken, New York, the town, on December 3rd, 2018, the Town Board adopted a resolution accepting and adopting the materials needed for the formation of Shandaken Septic Maintenance District. Septic Maintenance District, or District, including a description of the proposed district, reciting that the cost of the formation of the district will be fully subsidized by the City of New York and potentially state and federal grants. Directing a copy of the engineer's report and plan, service area map, and detailed explanation of the cost to each residential and non-residential landowner to be placed in the town clerk's office and made available for public inspection, and specifying that said town board shall meet at the Shandaken Town Hall, Town of Shandaken, New York, on the 22nd of January 2019 for the purpose of conducting a public hearing on such proposal to establish the district and to hear all persons interested in the subject thereof concerning the same, and a hearing having been duly held by said board at such time and place, it having been duly resolved and determined following such hearing that the notice of hearing was published and posted as required by law and otherwise sufficient, that all the property owners within the proposed district were benefited thereby, that all property owners benefited were included within the limits of the proposed district, and that it was in public interest to grant the whole the relief sought, and it having been then and further duly resolved that the establishment of such a district as proposed would be approved, subject to permissive referendum in the manner provided in Town Law Article 7, and a certificate of the town clerk having been filed pursuant to Town Law 209-E4, certifying the results of the special election held on March 30th, 2019, stating that a majority of the residents of the district voted in favor of the establishment of the district and the permission of the state comptroller not being required pursuant to Town Law 209-F. Therefore, be it resolved that the district be established in the town and designated as the Shandaken Septic Maintenance District with the description and boundaries as set forth in Exhibit A, and be it further resolved that the town clerk of the town of Shandaken is hereby authorized and directed to cause a certified copy of this order to be duly recorded in the office of the clerk of Ulster County in which the town is located within 10 after the adoption of this order, and be it yet further resolved that the town clerk is hereby authorized and directed to file a certified copy of this order within the New York State Comptroller's Office, Albany, New York, within 10 days after the adoption of this order, and move its adoption.
Second, with the correction, just add days after that 10 and be it further resolved, and the last line, be it further resolved. Within 10 after the adoption.
Board Member Alba? Yes. Board Member Discopati?
Yes.
Board Member Storms? Yes. Board Member Van Blarken?
Yes.
Supervisor Family?
Yes. Now that's an attorney. That's one sentence for that first paragraph. That's just one sentence. Grammatically, I think we could have torn that apart. Resolution 7719, award RFQ for highway survey work. Whereas pursuant to Town Board Resolution, the Town of Shandaken, Town Board advertised for bids for a surveyor to assist the Town Highway Department. Whereas bids clearly marked in the envelope survey bid were received at the Town Clerk's Office, Shandaken Town Hall, 7209, Route 28, P.O. Box 67, Shandaken, New York, 12480, no later than 12 p.m. on Monday, April 29, 2019. All submissions will be certified by the Town Clerk as received by that time and sent to the Review Committee for recommendation to the Town Board to be awarded at the regular Town Board meeting on Monday, May 6, 2019. Town Board reserves the right to reject any or all bids. Therefore, be it resolved that the following bid was received and accepted as qualified bidder, being CT Mail. And I just need the address, they're the only bidder.
50 Century Hill Drive, Latham, New York.
You couldn't get nobody locally?
No, no, no.
He was the only bid. I talked to one, and they were just busy, and they said it's a big pain to do it, and
Wow.
basically that's what they said.
You're gonna call them? You call them tomorrow, or?
Yeah,
All right.
CT Mail, 15 Century Hill Drive,
50 Century Hill Drive, Latham,
Latham, New York.
12110.
How much is it bid?
It's not, it's bid on per diem rate because there's different jobs that are to be done, so it wasn't like a whole package to look at.
Oh,
Get a second?
Second.
Board Member Allen?
Yes.
Board Member DeScalani?
Yes.
Board Member Storm?
Yes.
Board Member Van Barclay?
yes.
Supervisor Downs?
Yes.
Do you have to open it, or is it done?
Yeah.
Oh, you did, okay. All right.
Review committee went over it.
Okay, perfect. Resolution 78-19, resolution for renewal of Emerson Soccer Field lease, whereas the town of Shandaken entered into a lease agreement with Catskill Development Partners LLC of 5340 Route 28, Mount Tremper, New York, 12457, since October 15, 2006, and whereas the town has used these fields in conjunction with the Peoria School District and several local organizations, and whereas the town desires to renew the lease with Catskill Development Partners LLC in order to continue to provide quality soccer fields for use by all age groups throughout the town of Shandaken. Therefore, be it resolved, the town of Shandaken Town Board hereby authorizes the town supervisor to renew the lease with Catskill Development Partners LLC for the price of $1 per year, and that said lease shall not exceed a date of March 31st, 2024, and shall not exceed a total price of $5. I move this adoption.
I second.
Board Member Allen?
Yes.
Board Member DeScalani?
Yes.
Board Member Storm?
Yes.
Board Member Van Barclay?
Yes.
Supervisor Downs?
Yes.
Resolution 79-19, resolution approving public assembly permit for the Phoenicia International Festival of Lights. Whereas the town of Shandaken Town Board, under section 59 of the town of Shandaken Code, has the sole authority to approve applications for the purpose of a public assembly in excess of 500 persons. And whereas the town board recognizes the benefit of public events to the economy of the town, and also recognizes the necessity to provide adequate protection and a safe environment for its residents and participants alike. And whereas the town is in recipient of documentation illustrating compliance under the law providing the necessary insurance, permits, security, parking, lighting, sanitation, emergency, and evacuation requirements. And whereas the town board is satisfied with the application of the Phoenicia International Festival of the Boys for their event to be held in Phoenicia, New York on August 2nd, 2019 through August 4th, 2019, and move its adoption.
Second. And that last paragraph should be therefore be resolved.
All right. Yeah.
Copy and paste.
I know, Pat, y'all
I
know.
was gonna say-
Board Member Allen? It's good thing. Board Member Allen?
Yes.
Board Member DeScalani?
Yes.
Board Member Storm?
Yes.
Board Member Van Barclay?
Yes.
Supervisor Downs?
Yes.
Resolution 8019, advertised for town summer camp director and assistant director. Whereas the town of Shandaken operates a recreational summer day camp for 6 weeks on Tuesdays through Thursdays starting July 9th, 2019 through August 15th, 2019. And whereas the town board under section 20 notes of decision 9 of the town law, the town board shall appoint all employees of the town. Whereas the town wishes to explore available options for a director and assistant director for the camp for the 2019 season, and therefore be it resolved that the town of Shandaken will advertise for the two positions immediately, with interviews to be conducted before the end of the month and personnel to be hired at our next regularly scheduled town board meeting. And I move this adoption.
Second.
Board Member Alves?
Yes.
Board Member DeScalani?
Yes.
Board Member Storm?
Yes.
Board Member Van Martin?
Yes.
Supervisor Connor?
Yes.
Can I say something quick?
Yes.
There's no sound going out to the public right now, so anybody in the audience, when you get home and they say, hey, there was no sound, there was a glitch. But I can make a copy of it if you want this, but anyway, it'll be on YouTube. The meeting will have sound on YouTube.
It
So,
seems to be a cable problem somewhere, but I can't find it while we're on.
yeah, she can't find what she's doing, so a few people messaged me, so if anybody, this time it's gonna be on YouTube, I put a message on Facebook.
Open public comment. Mr. Riccadella, right
All
ahead.
right, I have a few issues here. I had told you the other day, this bike race we had, I've already talked to the chief over here, and they blocked off the road. And, you know, I didn't want to go down, I can't take rejection. But it was, you know, Chad, I don't know where he was. Now, I've already told his uncle, who was not happy with him. That's one issue.
He was there, I saw him.
Oh,
Chad was there.
I hid from Rick.
yeah. I couldn't find him, I was looking all
I
over.
drove right by him.
The trees over the lines. Now, I see more trees hanging over these lines, whether it's Spectrum, Verizon, NICEAG, whoever it is, we have to get this taken care of. Now,
But we talked about it at the last meeting, that they're more concerned with the integrity of the poles than the lines. We
Yeah.
reached out to them, and that's what.
Has
they were
anybody
responsible.
written a letter to them?
Have you?
Stamp Town of Shandaken?
I saw them out there last, it was like 2 weeks ago on Plank Road. I saw a bunch of trucks out there.
Well, they're
doing
still
some-
there, going down Wittenberg Road, they're right on the line.
Right, right.
Now, the town roads, they're atrocious. There's
Talk to
holes
that.
in them. Are we gonna do anything about that, Eric?
Yeah.
Yeah, because, well, you know,
We just got over.
pretty soon it's gonna be
It's gonna stop
Thanksgiving.
raining someday.
You know,
And if you
I-
keep digging holes in the roads with the backhoe with water lines.
Well, that has to be. You know, pretty soon, I just put the cranberry sauce in the refrigerator. It's gonna be Thanksgiving pretty soon. Come on. That's why I'm here.
No, not here. Just call them up yourself.
No, because they're not gonna listen to me, but, you know, with the town of
All right,
Shandaken.
address the board. Continuing.
Town of Shandaken-
What's next? Cranberry sauce was your last note.
Oh, the creek. The
Creek, yep, the creek
Now,
again.
I drive by Chichester,
Yep.
and I noticed that they did a beautiful job in there. Warner Bushkill coming down, they did a nice job there. Why can't we do this in the rest of the town and all the creeks, you know, Olive Maria, Big Indian?
Those were watershed grants that we received in order to address turbidity issues.
Okay. And what about the other?
We don't, those haven't been identified as sites that need to be repaired. The town didn't take on those jobs, the town was a sponsor for those jobs, for them to get the grants for the DEP to do those work, that work.
Well, I'm getting to the point, I hate the city of New York.
You hate everybody, let's be real.
I hate the DEC.
It would be a much shorter list if you just said who you liked. It'd probably be about 3 lines long.
I don't like anybody.
That's what I'm saying. Are we
No, I
done?
like you.
We good, Rick? That's it?
That's it.
That's tonight's rebuttal? All right, thank you.
All right, that's it.
Don't forget about the cranberry sauce.
Yeah,
Do cranberry sauce.
I'm sure.
Chuck, you don't have to help.
Chuck wants me to mention,
Help me read some other scribbles down.
oh, God.
Anybody else?
Well, since we're being a little frivolous, I do want to say happy nursing day to Gail Alba. For
Oh,
all those nurses. it's
Yes.
happy day.
oh.
I have a question.
Mrs. Rice.
Thank you. You said something in your supervisor's minutes or something about a grant, something to do with the
Fire.
fire department? You were talking about all that?
Yeah, basically, we've been meeting with the fire departments for started a conversation probably 3 months ago, had several meetings with the different departments, and asked if they wanted to look at an efficiency grant, looking at costs, loss of manpower, all these different things to try to resolve some of these things and maybe find better resolution, at least for manpower, equipment, and things like that. So we met, two times, something like that. Asked them, and now Pine Hill High Mount is unique because it's a fire protection district. So that falls under the jurisdiction of the town board, actually. Big Indian Olive Rio Fire Department is its own, or district is under the jurisdiction of the Big Indian Olive Rio Fire Department Board of Commissioners. Same thing goes true for Phoenicia, which oversees the Shandaken Alabin Hose Company, MF Whitney Hose Company, and Ontiora Hose Company.
Right.
So they're their own separate jurisdictions. So there's nothing that the town board can force upon them. It's to ask if they want to join us as a partner in looking at this grant. I mean, I think we're looking at it for Pine Hill and High Mount to try to see what efficiencies we can find for those areas. Big Indian Olive Rio is more than happy to join us in getting this done and looked at, and we're going to move forward.
So what does the town board ultimately looking to do? Consolidate? I mean,
Right now, it's just a feasibility study.
It's feasibility.
here's why I asked the question. After you said that, I looked at the budget this year, and the budget for the fire department of our 3 emergency services is the highest with no revenue. Like the ambulance is $500,000, but we get revenue from that. But you don't look at your budget?
No, I didn't really look at it.
Exactly. Fire department, $485,000, that's the fire department and fire districts. That's all the fire things together, yes. But we get no revenue from them. That just seems way out of proportion, considering that the police and the ambulance are 24/7, and fire departments only go out when there's a call.
Yeah, but when they have a fire though.
Well,
I
yeah,
understand that, but then it leads me to my next question. Is everyone, all of our firefighters, are they all trained? Can they all go into a house? Can they
Well, that's the
just be
problem.
outside? Do we have to always call one another count?
Well, that's.
Rick, Alex.
All right, you answer it. You're not even.
Well, she's
the fire-
addressing the board.
You're not even the fireman.
She's addressing the board,
All
and,
right.
Okay, who answers?
So, the question being, now I'm losing track.
Oh, yeah, blame it on me.
So the question is, why does it cost as much
Yes.
without a revenue? Again, it's not, we need the fire departments, you have to have a fire.
We need all
no
of our
question.
emergency services. I'm just asking
But
why
we,
is that?
again, I can tell you from the different departments that the problems are dwindling personnel. Like, they are not getting the volunteers that they used to get. We have an older population that are operating the equipment. They're having more demanding regulations and requirements put on them for health tests and so on and so forth in order to be an interior fireman, an exterior fireman, and so on and so forth. So it's just looking at those efficiencies. Now, that's not to say that, is there a possibility that an efficiency expert might look at maybe you're better off consolidating some of these actions, or maybe even the districts themselves? That may be something that they put forward. But again, it would be up to the jurisdictional board, be it the Board of Commissioners for Big Indian Olive Rio, or this board for Pine Hill High Mount, to decide what actions are taken moving forward. Now, we would hope that they would take the best action suited for the more efficient, and, to help reduce the taxes, to help make it more cost effective, and to try to combine personnel or get better response to personnel within the town. As it is right now, we have West Hurley response to a number of our fires within the districts on mutual aid automatically, because we generally have a tough time getting olives as well, too.
Yeah, but knowing that we have a dwindling community of firefighters in our town-wide, the ones that we have, are they trained, and how do we entice more people to become firefighters? Because
They are trained.
They're all trained.
You don't put anybody in a truck or in a house fire that isn't trained. The training, the state training is getting longer and more arduous. That's part of being tougher to get new people to come and join.
And as far as, sorry.
As far as the cost goes, the equipment's expensive. There's a lot of equipment from Mount Trumper to Pine Hill and High Mount. A lot of equipment that stays in the different firehouses to be close to different houses so that you're not traveling from Mount Trumper all the way to Pine Hill to put out a fire. And plus,
Right.
insurance. Insurance is very expensive.
Right, I understand that, but I know that we have several duplicates in the town also, right? Do we have like the same truck in?
And that'll be part of the feasibility
Of
study.
course, of course.
This is like the ISO audit.
Yes, similar to that, but keep in mind that this is just Pine Hill and High Mount with Big Indian Olive Rio.
Right.
Phoenicia chose not to participate in this one.
Is there a reason?
The Board of Commissioners voted to not participate in this grant.
Since when was that?
Last month.
Wow.
We got a letter from the Board of Commissioners saying they unanimously voted not to participate in a feasibility study or efficiency grant.
What would be the reason why would they not want to participate?
You have to ask them.
Well, what would be the obvious reason?
I think it's misinformation. I think it's fear of something being forced upon them. Change? I don't know. I really don't know. You have to talk to what, I wasn't at the Board of Commissioners meeting. Again, Chuck can tell you, Big Indian Olive Rio, everybody left here independently had control as to what they wanted to do moving forward. We got back together and Phoenicia chose not to participate. So, Big Indian Olive Rio said yes.
Just to clear up some questions that are being asked of the town board does not have any authority over the Phoenicia Fire District.
Correct.
Or the Big Indian Fire District.
That's what I said.
No, but I'm just clearing that up because the questions are being asked to you, but you need to refer those questions to the board that ultimately makes that decision, which is the Board of Commissioners of the Phoenicia Fire District.
You did, you said, you specified Pine Hill, and High Mount and Pine Hill.
Yeah,
The others have their own.
Correct.
right.
Yeah. So you're asking a question before this board, but you need to ask the question before the board of the Phoenicia Fire District.
No, this is the right board to start with,
Okay.
but he did say he could only answer for High Mount and Pine Hill.
Correct.
Give him
Right,
help,
and he
Tina.
gave,
Give him help, Tina.
listen, Rick, I'm not giving anybody help, I'm just saying. He
I'm-
specified I have
I'm
to
with you 100%.
the bodies of the other 5 districts, I understand.
I'm with you 100%.
I just know as a taxpayer in this town, $485,000 for different fire departments as opposed to $505,000 for the ambulance, and they're there 24/7. But they bring in revenue, so they're even less than fire department. I'm just trying to make sense of all this money that we're questioning budgets tonight, I guess. So that's where my questions lie.
Well,
I know where my money's going.
I
What am I
have
gonna
their
be
budgets
used for?
online, their budgets are, I have that on the emergency page of the website, but we do have their
Emergency
budgets
page?
in our office.
But again, their budgets are derived, so Phoenicia, again, that being Shandaken, Alabin,
It's like the library district.
is similar to the library, because they create their own budget. Now, the library does it through referendum, public referendum, whereas the fire departments do it at their own independent houses where they have a vote for their own budget that is then submitted to the town board, and we include that in our budget because we collect the fees on their behalf. The only one we have control over is Pine Hill High Mount, where we can discuss with the fire company that's contracted to do the work there, being Pine Hill Fire Company, what the cost would be and what the price would be.
Yeah, they're in our office, Tina. Usually I put it off when there's a vote on, it's on the website, and then I take it off.
Are you satisfied with the town of Shandaken overseeing the Pine Hill Fire District, High Mount Pine Hill? Are you satisfied with that?
What do you mean, sir? In what
Shouldn't
way?
they have their own fire commissioners up there? Because we're liable then. The town of Shandaken's liable. No?
That's, Rick, that's the way it's been since 1957. It's been a fire protection district.
No, wait a minute.
That's Chuck, yes, it is.
That was you had a mayor up there, that was.
Yeah. Yeah, so when they dissolved,
That was incorporated village. Once it dissolved,
once it became the ownership of the town of Shandaken, that's
Yeah,
back
that's
in
true.
86, 87.
that was a big mistake.
Again, you're asking me a hot button topic right there, like,
I have my own.
do I think Pine Hill High Mount should at least be its own fire district? That would make
Yes.
things a lot simpler.
Yes,
It would.
so how come we can't do that?
That's why we're doing this feasibility
Oh,
study,
I
to see
see.
what's
Yeah,
the.
because I don't want to be liable for Pine Hill.
Well, you kinda are, so,
No, I don't want to be.
no, but you are as a taxpayer for the town.
Yes,
But let me-
that's right.